Hello, Cloud Gurus! Mattias Andersson here, bringing you another episode of GCP this month. Now, I was expecting to be on location at Google Cloud Next in San Francisco earlier this month, but of course that didn't happen. As Tim said in last month's episode, they even canceled the online version of the event. So here I am at home, but lots of Googlers have been working from home too, so we do still have plenty of things to talk about. Things like game servers and service directory, which are both new GCP products, and new features like fine-grained access control in BigQuery. And they've released an awesome new SRE book on security too. So let's get to it, eh? Let's start things off with a look at a very time-relevant announcement. Google has made freely available in BigQuery a number of health info datasets related to COVID-19. But it's not just access to the data either. Google is also bearing the cost of both queries and BigQuery ML usage. So researchers and data scientists can train advanced machine learning models on the data right inside BigQuery. And don't be concerned about any privacy issues here. This data has all been through stringent patient privacy and data security controls. This is just one of the many things that Google has been doing to help respond to the current crisis. So thank you, Google and Googlers. We appreciate it. Next up, we have game servers. Now, love them or hate them, Ubisoft has teamed up with Google to create the open source Agonies project for managing online game server infrastructure on Kubernetes. It handles both predictable and unpredictable scaling and lets you simultaneously run multiple versions of your game. Google will now take on the burden of running Agonies for you if you want. That's what their new Game Servers product is. It's currently in beta and offers you a fully managed solution for you to serve your global players. Another brand new GCP product, Service Directory, offers a Google-managed way to publish, discover, and connect to all of the services you run across your entire infrastructure. Service Directory itself is serverless, so you don't have to worry at all about how it scales internally to meet your system's demand. Service Directory clients can resolve services via HTTP, gRPC, and DNS, including through a private zone in your VPC. But it's not restricted to Google Cloud either. You can just as well use this from your own data center or from other clouds if you want. In my opinion, one of the most exciting announcements this month, BigQuery now supports column-level security for fine-grained access control. You could already control access per data container, but this lets you keep related data together, even if it is sensitive or restricted in some way, such as patient health information, personally identifiable information, or financials. This is much better than having to separate such data out into other data containers, which would make it harder and therefore more expensive to use. Google's Memorystore product now has beta support for Memcached. Now, just like Memorystore for Redis, Memorystore for Memcached is fully managed and compatible with the open source version that you could run yourself if you so chose. But letting Google manage all of the overhead of running, upgrading, and scaling those servers in your cache layer frees you up to focus on more value-added work. If you're doing NoSQL stuff on GCP, you might be using Cloud Bigtable. But if you're not, it might be because you had been turned off by its minimum size of 3 nodes or $2 per hour. But now Cloud Bigtable allows you to run production-level clusters with as little as 1 node. A key use case for this is also replicating data to clusters in other GCP regions. And of course, you can still scale clusters up to more nodes whenever you need. Google has a new service, generally available, to manage patching your compute engine instances, both Linux and Windows ones. This includes both the patch deployment itself and detailed compliance reporting for your fleet. Spanner now supports managed backup and restore, generally available. Terabytes of data can be restored from a backup within minutes after a failure. Spanner has also gone GA with Query Optimizer versioning and foreign key support. Anthos support for AWS has now hit the generally available level 2, so you can have Google take care of the work of managing your Kubernetes clusters even in Amazon Web Services. On to the part of our show where we get to dig deeper into my favorite announcements. These are our GCP Gems. Google has released another open source project, this one to enable you to use gRPC in Kotlin. Now, unless you've already been using either of those, you might not recognize the value here, so let me explain. Kotlin is a much-loved and super fast-growing open-source programming language. It is the preferred programming language for Android apps and compiles down to JVM or JavaScript. Kotlin is taking over many of the situations where you would otherwise have used Java or C++. Adding gRPC support to Kotlin means that service-to-service remote procedure calls can be much faster and more efficient than using slower and heavier weight methods like SOAP and WSDL over XML or REST or OpenAPI with JSON or YAML. And since Cloud Run now supports gRPC 2 as of just late last month, you can now have Google fully manage all of the connections and scaling for your Kotlin-based gRPC services, including scaling them down to 0 when they're not being used and way up high when the requests spike. That's pretty cool. If you haven't ever had a chance to look into Google's 2 previous SRE books, both published by O'Reilly and available free from Google, then you've really missed out. The Site Reliability Engineering book and the Site Reliability Workbook are both hugely valuable resources. Now, one of the real losses for me about Google Cloud Next 2020 being canceled is that I won't have a chance this year to head over to the Fifth Nine Lounge and get myself a signed physical copy of the 3rd SRE book that they've just released, Building Secure and Reliable Systems. Of course, the biggest loss is still missing out on the chance to meet so many of you in person. In any case, I take every chance I can in my courses to remind people that security is a fundamental and intrinsic part of building and running every system, not something that can be separated out or reduced to steps in a process. Ever since my days back at Microsoft, I've been using and referring back to this Writing Secure Code book by Michael Howard and David LeBlanc. Now, it is still a good book, but that book's perspective is more on the application, and the new security book from the experts at Google looks at the broader and more complicated systems of today, things designed to leverage the power of the cloud. They ask, can a system be considered truly reliable if it isn't fundamentally secure? Or can it be considered secure if it's unreliable? They continue, security is crucial to the design and operation of scalable systems in production, as it plays an important part in product quality, performance, and availability. In this book, experts from Google share best practices to help your organization design scalable and reliable systems that are fundamentally secure. Now, I wish I would have already had the time to read the whole thing, but I can already see that it covers so many valuable things, ranging from security principles and fundamentals, to balancing trade-offs, to mitigation strategies, and real-world case studies. And it even includes advice on building a culture of security and reliability in your own organization, regardless of where you are in the hierarchy. Don't forget that this whole book, all 557 pages of it, is available for free. Now, the reason I included this as one of my GCP gems is because I believe that digging into it is very likely to have a super high return on your time investment. Absolutely for your GCP-based systems, but also for your organization and your career. Well, okay, now it's time to give a big shout out to our GCP Guru of the Month winner. Congratulations, Suman Chakraborty, because you're killing it. Suman is a senior DevOps engineer from India, and we're sending him another awesome prize pack full of swag, of course. Now we have a question for all of you out there. How could we make our regular Guru competition more enticing to you? For our own sakes, we love to have our students engage with the material that we teach and get excited about it with us. But what can we do to make this more interesting to you? We're listening, so please do let us know. Leave us a comment, tweet at us, pass us a message through our awesome support people. Just let us know somehow. Right now, we already have another question for you live to answer, so head over there and show us what you've got. I mean, right now. Like, if you had other plans, you might want to cancel them. Go and find the link attached to this episode. Okay, well, from all of us here at A Cloud Guru, we really hope that you are all staying safe out there. And until next time, keep being awesome.